Ivan Demidov seems to finally be getting more ice time in the KHL, and he's rapidly becoming even better. There's not a more fun player to break down right now. In this video, we're going to analyze shifts from two recent very good games from him. This is the first shift of the game. Demidov is on the forecheck. He helps his team recover the puck and then gives an option to his teammate behind the net. He skates on the other side for a reverse pass. What changed for Demidov over the past few weeks is that he's becoming better at taking the plays that are available to him and at keeping the puck in control of his team. He still shows the same level of skill. He's making the subtle feints and sending passes right through the defense, but he's also picking his spots a bit better to show his creativity, and that's going to help his NHL transition. This doesn't mean that he's less creative. We've all seen the highlights of his plays, and we're going to see a lot more in this video. Here's a rush. Demidov is not thinking about sprinting up to receive a stretch pass. He sees where the space is with a shoulder check, stays inside it, and catches the puck. He's one-on-one against a defender. His gap is closing, but he doesn't want to slow down, so he transfers his speed laterally. This makes three things happen. It drags the defender outside the dots, allows him to keep a level of speed as he attacks, and it involves his teammates in the rush. Because of his choice to change lane, this middle teammate can drive ahead and push back the defense even further, which then enables Demidov to pull off this play. The defender is thinking that he can control this engagement. He closed his gap again and has Demidov lined up. But Demidov's very wide base enables him to basically make the puck disappear within his feet and cut very abruptly to the middle with a heel turn. Demidov plays at the pace of the game. He takes what the opposition gives him and looks for ways to enlarge his advantages. But the positive development in his game is that he's not stuck trying to make the highlight reel play every time. Like here, he catches the puck, he's in space, but his supporting teammate is far behind, and there's another defender ahead. So Demidov takes the available space and he fires on that. His skill serves the game and his team better now overall. But I don't think his team can really take credit for this kind of development, with their approach of limiting his ice time at first. Demidov was always going to make that transformation. He's too smart and too good at reading the game to become an inefficient, turnover-prone player. He cares about the defensive side of the game, about being in the right position and covering for teammates and making the right plays. He's becoming a pretty good F3 in the KHL, or the player highest in the offensive zone. He covers for defensemen, safeguards his team, offers good passing options, and from that position, he can create some awesome offensive plays, and we're going to see them later in this video. In this shift, his team recovers the puck and they exchange it in a regroup. Demidov circles up ice. He scans ahead to see his space and plan his attack. He gets the puck and attacks the flat-footed defense with his stick handling. He fakes one way, baits the poke check, evades it, and that's a really great move. Just like before, the defender thinks he has Demidov beat, but Demidov has anticipated the next poke check too. And this is where we see the risk management part come in. He has a left-handed defenseman at the point and no clear lane to make a pass happen. So he turns the defenders toward the top and makes a cycle pass down low instead, the safe choice. His team ends up losing the puck anyway, but the opposition can't make a play because Demidov has taken his position in his team's neutral zone defense and he denies the entry just like a defenseman would. And here's another great shift. His team breaks out as a group again. Demidov gets a 2-on-1. He shifts wide, gives time to his teammate to push back the defense, and gets in a shooting spot. The goalie stops the shot, so he reloads above the play, skating backward like a defenseman again. His team steals the puck back, and he gets another chance off a dump in. A tight turn around the net, and he protects the puck, and again, he involves his teammates in his play. He looks for an option, but his most well-positioned teammate is not in the slot yet. So he slows down and buys time while keeping the defender on his back until his teammate is in a shooting spot, and then he hooks the puck to him. Demidov is one of those players who makes teammates better. Just like Nick Suzuki in Montreal right now, he makes the next play evident for teammates. He leads them to certain spots and he takes pressure and beats pressure to complete his plays. And on top of this, he's also starting to manage the game and the puck better too. And this should be a very exciting development for everyone around the Habs organization. Here's another example of his ability to help teammates. The puck gets dumped in and then rimmed around to someone on the wall. Demidov is in a high spot above the puck and he gives a short passing option. There's a lane here, he's open, but his teammate can't make that play. So he enters the battle and tries to recover the puck. He chases after the opponent, which enables his defenseman to close his gap and kill the entry attempt. Demidov gets the puck back. He puts the puck out of reach of the defender, this time not by placing it in his own feet, but in the defenseman's feet instead. We've been hearing reports that Montreal is considering moving Demidov to center. I don't know if it's a story coming from the media side or really from inside the organization. It's not the most likely scenario, as few wingers make the transition to center. But Demidov is not your typical prospect, and I could see him make that jump successfully. He has many abilities that make good centers. He's a playmaker. He makes his teammates better. He cares about the defensive side of the game. He covers for defensemen. He's good at playing the F3 role high in the offensive zone, and he's at his best not along the walls, but when attacking space in the middle, with the ability to leverage multiple options. So for him, I think it's a realistic possibility, if he can become good enough on face-offs and learn to play the defensive game from a center perspective full-time. Let's look at the defensive zone shift. The other team sends the puck in. Demidov could turn up ice here and hope for a quick pass to turn toward the offense. That's what his teammate is doing here, but he senses the turnover coming and drops down instead. So he becomes the F1, or effectively the center in the defensive zone. He replaces his defenseman, knocks an opponent off the puck, and when the puck gets shut down, it's him again going to the back wall to help his defenseman, and he's the one creating the breakout by driving through the middle. Again, wingers rarely make the transition to center, but you can kind of see why it may be possible for Demidov. He has the instincts for it. I also want to break down some shifts from this next game because Demidov had many great moments too. Like here, where he cuts into space and he immediately attacks inside, freezes a defender, and finds a teammate across. And this one, where he again shows why he's such a dangerous rush attacker even away from the puck. Instead of attacking ahead, Demidov anticipates where the space will form. With his movement, he invites his teammate to make the drop pass and then goes around the flat-footed defender for the goal. Again, look at the stick manipulation. He fakes the shot, the defender declares the stick, which then allows him to cut inside. This is another shift where his game just feels suited for the middle of the ice. He makes two give and goes to get around the neutral zone defense. He's constantly moving the puck where the defense is not, and using teammates to force the opposition to adjust. And the play ends with a great scoring chance. This shift doesn't require much analysis. It's just Demidov being more skilled than everyone and spotting gaps in the position's coverage and taking advantage of them. He manipulates defenders, drags them one way, cuts back the other way, and he looks for ways to get the puck inside. It really just looks like he's playing with the position, like the game is too easy for him even. All of these previous plays led us to this final one, which is Demidov at his best. There's a face-off, he's the F3, the high man in the offensive zone. He finds space and tries multiple shots on that. The play moves to the wall and he climbs one more time. There's a rim, he gives a short passing option to his defenseman, gets the puck, and then makes this play. In some games, Demidov is making the KHL look like just another junior league. He's a few levels above in terms of his ability to think the game and his skill level. He's becoming a more well-rounded prospect, a better defender and puck manager, and there's still no bound to his creativity. He's one of the most exciting prospects we've watched in a long time. We'll see if he ends up at center at some point. It may be worth a try. But no matter where he plays, he should become an elite player for the team. So that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. And if you want more prospect analysis, check out the stories section of Elite Prospects.